today is all about vintage DC and what can be more DC than fashion and politics. Welcome back to Fashion Meets History with Domii Davis. The First Lady sets the standard for the female archetype of American women. Since Jackie O, there have been a few other ladies to shake up the fashion scene. Lover or hater, Nancy Reagan did look good. Hill could have used some work, but that's not why, you know what I'm saying? Hill is important. Hill is important for her mind, not her pantsuits. Of course, Laura Bush gave us some great looks, but Michelle Obama has set the standard and maybe even surpassed Jackie O a little bit in terms of how we view first ladies and what they wear during their husband's presidency and after. And while all of that recent history is very important and very top of mind for most of us because we see it on our TVs and our phones and everything else, what about the first ladies before the modern era? Let's take it back all the way to number one, Martha Washington. And not only Martha Washington, but the woman, the Black woman, behind how Martha Washington maintained her politics through fashion in the 18th century. If you're not familiar, we're going to have a brief but quick backstory to get you caught up to speed. So Martha Washington was the first lady. She was the wife of George Washington. She and George rise to literally set the standard for American fashion politics. At the same time that Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI are giving off opulence and jewels and silk and cakes. And to offset that, we get American fashion politics, which is very frontiersman, very you make what you wear, scrappy, that type of vibe. However, Martha and George were from Virginian planters, right? A lot of the Mount Vernon wealth came from his marriage to Martha and her family because she was a Custis, whole different historical rabbit hole. And so she wasn't just like the idyllic American, you make what you wear. She was a little bit bougie. And so she came from money and she had to toe the line, or decided to toe the line rather, between being elite, being the standard for all American women because she's now the first lady, and also maintaining the PR image of America basically building itself up by its bootstraps. You don't want to mirror the opulence that you see in France, even if you are rich, because France is quite literally going into a revolution where the people hate them because of the opulence that they show off. In Europe, England also held to a lot of those same opulent and elitist standards, but they were a little bit more highbrow. But America can't be that close to England because we just went to war with England and broke away with them, even though all of these people are technically, they were English 20 minutes ago. So you have to uphold this scrappy PR image for your fashion and your politics. And here enters a lady named Ona Judge. Now, Ona Judge is one of the Black ladies behind Martha Washington and how she keeps up her facade of elite yet scrappy in the system of American fashion politics PR. Ona Judge was an enslaved woman at Mount Vernon. She was known to be one of the best, if not the best, in Virginia as a seamstress, and she worked for Martha Washington. And so the elegant looks and things like that that are attributed to Martha Washington can be attributed to Ona Judge and other seamstresses like her. Now, while it is very possible and probable that some pieces were fashioned from couturiers in France or England, or even some more like high class ones in America, the everyday reworking, refitting, taking what you had and making something new, that scrappy American PR vibe, that came from enslaved women like Ona Judge. Now, why is Ona Judge important? Ona is not important just because she made Martha's PR look. She's important because Ona ran away. While the Washingtons are in Pennsylvania, which is a free territory, colony, state, whatever you want to call it, during this time period, and she decides when the Washingtons want to go back to Virginia, she decides that she's not going to go. She's going to elicit her power as a person, and she's going to stay. Now, here's where the story gets a little fascinating for me, in my opinion. Mr. George, very upset with Ona. When they go back to Virginia, he goes on a little campaign, a little crusade, if you will, trying to get Ona captured back because he is that pissed off at the idea that this man who literally just fought for freedom, if you will, for all people, he is pissed off that this black lady said, y'all have taken me, you should have thought about that, y'all have taken me to this place where I am legally allowed to exert my freedom, and you're mad that I am exerting my freedom, even though you just showed me in a revolution how to exert thine freedom. Ona, we salute you, not only for your iconicness of setting the tone for American First Ladies and how they dress, but for exerting your power and escaping on a way, girl. You did your thing. Salute to you. Stay tuned for our next First Lady in the series, Dolly Madison.